Hi friends, welcome to today's devotional. Today I want to read to us from the book of Isaiah, chapter 61. Now this is a really famous passage that you will possibly recognize. Jesus actually is even quoted reading this in the Gospels. He read it in the synagogue, and it was a really neat experience to hear him even declare that this has been fulfilled and when he read it. And that was, you can go read that gospel account as well, but I'm going to read probably the first 4 verses of chapter 61, and I just want to invite you, as I'm reading, to just allow the words to just be led by God. Allow him just to speak them over you and to guide your thoughts. So starting in verse 1. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn, and to provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor. They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated. They will renew the ruined cities that have been devastated for generations. And I think sometimes we often struggle to even know how to describe what God has done for us. You know, as a church right now on a Sunday morning, we're hearing God at work stories, and we're hearing about the testimonies that people have of what God has been doing in their lives. But I think for many of us, on a daily basis or even a monthly, weekly basis, we're unsure of even what to say that God is doing. And sometimes I think that's just because we're not looking for it. We're not open to seeing what he has done. And I had a little bit of that experience this week in my life, where there's something that he has given me that is probably always on the top of my list of things I'm thankful for when you're asked to list things that you're thankful for, it is right up there. But he gave me a different perspective on it this week, that it really was fulfilling almost this prophecy of what Jesus does in his ministry, is bringing beauty for ashes, of restoring what was devastated and ruined. And that is the testimony that I was able to even recognize that I had this week, of something that I know has been there, but he gave me the perspective that this is Jesus's work in my life, and it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with him. And it is evidence of his work in my life. And so even as I read this passage, maybe there's something that came to mind for you. Maybe some of those words, some of the really strong analogies and images come to mind and be like, oh, that resonates with me and my soul. And maybe that will even help you put words to what you have experienced from walking with Jesus. And so I invite you, even if you've had a stirring with some of these words and some of these verses, or if not, either way, to sit with this passage and really just invite Jesus to show you what he has done in your life. Maybe you are part of the group that has mourned, that he has comforted, that he has provided for those who have grieved. Maybe you are part of the captives. You are part of the prisoners that he brought into the light out of the darkness. But what a beautiful gift and a beautiful treasure it is to know and be able to put to words what God has done, what Jesus has done for your life. Because from that and through that experience, through that testimony, you can share that with others and encourage them in their walk. Share with them who Jesus is and what he has done for you. And what a beautiful gift that is, that we can celebrate that. So I encourage you to dive into chapter 61, those first 4 verses, and spend some time with him and really just invite him into that space with you this morning, or whenever you did, not this morning. But anyway, have a wonderful day and God bless. And I pray that just this is a revealing space that you get to have with him. Take care.